What's happening, guys? Welcome back to the Motorcycle Garage. Today we're going to try and get scrambles off my workbench. A few little tasks here and there to do, mainly revolving around the engine and the fuel system and everything else. So I have recently purchased a air fuel Wideband Lambda that I plan to use to test the carburetors and make sure they're running properly. But I noticed a few things when I was out with the bike over the past few shakedown tests. There was still some leaks here and there was still a few bits I wasn't happy with. So taking the opportunity to shove it up on the ramp and start tearing it down, fixing those issues while I have the bike there, start looking at me, and then I can look to get all the bits I need to get done sorted before I can start tuning it properly. So today's video is going to focus on that, so hopefully it'll be an interesting one, guys. Stay tuned. Past few times I've taken this bike out, it's been good, don't get me wrong, it has been fun, but it's always just kind of, there's been things that have pissed me off a little bit. So one being there was like a wee leak coming from the exhaust, where the exhaust met the tailpipe. So don't know why that is, but it's as close together as it can be. So yeah, I need to try and remedy that, whether by extending a little bit on the exhaust or whatnot. Secondly, that wrap looks fucking awful. That what do you call it? The wrap that everyone puts on, which I'm equally as guilty of. But my exhaust looked kind of manky anyway. So for the bike shed show last year, I chucked on that exhaust heat wrap. In hindsight, I'm not as happy with it. The more that I've used it, the more there's been leaks of stuff on it. It just kind of discolors and makes the bike look a bit shit. So I'm going to take that off. That's going to be one of the other tasks. Similarly, I started stripping down. There was some leaks at the top end of the engine. You can see in this little cutaway. I wasn't entirely sure what was causing them, but I have decided to redo the valve covers have O-rings. I've decided to remake the O-rings, so and replace them with more O-rings that actually do something, rather than really flat, dead looking O-rings that allow leaks to come out the side of them. So done that as well. So yeah, this video is just going to focus on some of the other things we need to do. So we need to obviously take that shit off the exhaust. I need to weld in a Lambda, which is somewhere. Seeing this little cutaway, welding a nice little Lambda. That will allow me, welding a bung, which will allow me to get my Lambda probe in, which will allow me to then see what's actually happening. I also need to change the carburetor jets. They need to be, I still think they're too big, so before I even get to tuning, I've got one more option I can use. I will put them in, see what they look like, and then we'll try the tuning software, and that'll let me know with the air fuel ratio and everything else. And so anything else I can think of, it will pop up in the video. Quite enjoyed the format last time, where I just got the music on, had little nuggets of information here and there, and you guys just watched me get to work. So let's find some good tunes. This one. Enjoy. Anyone that's ever worked with this shit before knows that these and these are a necessity. There's no shortcutting HSE here unless I want to be itchy for the next 2 years of my life having touched this stuff. So let's get rid of it. So the exhaust obviously doesn't look as good underneath. I knew that. This was a bit of a cover up before the bike shed show. Got a little dent and everything else, but I needed to take that stuff off anyway, so I could weld this Lambda bung in wherever it's gone. But this stuff is horrendous. What are people's thoughts on this actually? Leave a comment below. I used to think it looked alright, and then I think I've gone full circle on it. I don't know if I like it. It just goes horrible. Look at the state of this. It's minging. And it's now everywhere. And I'm pretty sure I just inhaled quite a lot of it as well. So I might not even make it to the end of this video. This Lambda bung, I need to stop calling it a Lambda, needs to go on my exhaust somewhere. But what I don't know is where exactly it needs to go. because the tolerance between getting the exhaust on, getting the carburetors in and out is quite tight, so I need to be sure that this fits in nicely. So I'm going to clear up all this shit, we're going to go over to the bike and we're going to start make a mock-up to see where I need to place this and what else needs to come off. In here is where there's not enough length in the exhaust pipe, pretty much. So what I'm going to do is mark through this little slit where the end of the exhaust actually is, and then it'll give me a rough idea as to how much of a section I need to cut just to take up the slack. I have this stuff here which is like an extension of this here, so I'll be able to cut a little slither and weld that on, and that should hopefully give me more than enough, if that makes sense. I want to be careful where I want to mount this, because I don't want it to look so ugly, because it's got to have this bit that sits inside of it, because this blanks it off when it's not being used. To be honest, I might even get it here. I think here might be a good shout, because then it's nice and out of the way. I'll show you where I mean, because you can't see it there because it's too well hidden. Such a fucking weirdo. So you're meant to be at least 24 inches from the front of the engine. I think that might be alright there. It gives us plenty of room. We can just mount this on here. I think that's probably the best place for it. It's out of sight. You can't see it too badly. Yeah, I think we're going to go there. Decent. Hi neighbours. Close the garage door. So these cutters are they're really good. I'm going to use this to take the profile out of the little Welding bung, but they make a hell of a mess. Like really fine, really sharp. Like I've had bits in my hands for weeks after using one of these. So I've got it set up with a couple of magnets. I've got some strong neodymium magnets here. I have another magnet here, just to try and capture as much of these as possible. And of course, going to put my second glove on. But they are good. Okay, that was the easy bit. Now we're going to go for the difficult. I don't even know why I'm doing that. The next bit's difficult. I've not done it before. So let's put a macro lens right up next to what I'm going to do so you can see firsthand how I'm going to ruin this exhaust. Enjoy. Jesus, look at that. That wasn't too bad. Not the neatest thing in the world, I don't claim to be, but considering I was quite shitting myself about that, I'm quite chuffed with how that's turned out. I think that'll do the job nicely, and the Lambda still screws in perfectly. So I make that a success. Quite excited now, so I think what I'm going to do, I obviously cleaned this up, you probably saw a little quick, I've cleaned up as much as I could be asked doing so. Next I will get everything reassembled, so I have remade some gaskets, you can see in this little cutaway. The gaskets themselves, I just used that Loctite, well you see it in the video but I can't remember what it was called, but these have turned out pretty good. These the O-rings should do the job, I hope. If they don't do the job then I'll fork out for the real gaskets I guess, but I'm sure they'll do the job nicely. So what I'm thinking now is I'm going to throw the whole lot back together, quickly change those jets out, put the carburetors back in, throw the whole lot together, put the bike down, start seeing if I can get some signal through the Lambda, and I'll give you a little sneak peek of what that looks like. But then for the next week's video I'm going to do a full in-depth how to tune your bike with blah 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 with an AFR meter, because I'm kind of trying to do something a little bit different in terms of my content so that I can get more discovery traffic coming that way, like people searching for a particular task, rather than no one searches for hairy angry Scotsman shouts at his dog and fucks up a motorbike. Yeah, it would be the #1 hit, but no one does that. So yes, thank you loyal viewers and everyone else, but it'd be good to try and just get some more discovery type content. Some ideas I've got are obviously that tuning thing. The pie cut exhaust is quite well, that seems to drive a lot of people here, but people probably get pissed off with me gibbering on a little bit. And to be honest, I'm not going to change all my content, but I'm just going to throw in a few more videos that are a little bit different. So one being maybe my lessons learned from building my first motorcycle as a beginner. That could probably be quite an interesting one. That could probably be an entire series in itself, but that's a topic for another day. So let's get the exhausts back on, covers on, carburetors on, and then we'll try and start it up and see where we go. But I don't really foresee any issues. I think the main difference is going to be in what the AFR meter is going to show us. So I've got an app, it's all wireless, but we'll have a little look at that in a little bit. Okay, so I'm now at a point where the bike's assembled. I need to get it off this ramp, ideally, but see all that shit on my faces. I need to get it off this ramp, but I might just try and hook up some fuel. So one thing I have got, so because there's so many engine leaks, not so many, jeez, it's not a piece of shit, honest, but there's a few engine leaks and they're quite difficult to pinpoint. So I've just got some talc. I'm going to throw it around, and what that does is it just allows you to kind of see the first point of where the oil's coming from. Can be quite difficult sometimes to find the source of an oil leak, so I'm just going to put this around some of the key areas that I think are still leaking, and then I'll turn it over, try and get it running again, and then have a little look. But I don't know I don't think I've got enough ability to stand up and kickstart it in this here, so if I can't do it with my mighty arms, then I'll be putting it down and then just putting the tank on and just try to get it started normally. So we'll go and have a little try. Okay, here goes. You know what would really help? Keys. That's not very healthy. I think it's okay. Okay, I am still a bit paranoid about this engine, if I'm being honest. I don't know, just don't trust myself maybe, I don't know, it sounds fine. I just got a little bit worried. I heard a little knocking noise, but I think that might have been the decompression thing, might not have been coming off as much, so I quickly adjusted that and it sounds fine now. So just letting this warm up, and then I'm going to plug in that Lambda sensor, try and figure out how it all works, fire it over once more, see where we're at, and then yeah, I think we'll call that video after I've done that, and then we'll get into the next one. But let's go and wire this stuff up, see what it looks like. So this is my Lambda sensor. This is some of the other, I was about to say shit that comes with it, but I'm not really. I think this is like the control module, and then because I've opted for the wireless system, it comes with this little Bluetooth thing. I'll do a full rundown in the next video, don't worry. But I've got a 12 volt supply here, which will just plug into this as well. So what I'm going to do is plug the Lambda in, turn the bike over, fire up the app, get everything speaking to each other. And I'm not going to do any tuning today, I just want to have a look at making sure we get the signal that we want on the phone. So let's give it a try. So next we go to the app, wherever that is. So start connection. Connecting. Tap each gauge and hold between sensor modules. Remind me later. So air fuel ratio. Now this is us looking for, I don't know how well we can see this, but let's go turn the bike on and see what happens. Magic, hopefully. I'm lean. Well, we knew that. But it's lean. I thought it was rich. Try and make sense of this another time. I'm going to cut this video short, but this is good. It means it's interesting. It is interesting. Maybe I need glad I didn't put the tank on, because it means I probably have to take these carbs off again. But what I might do is go around the block. I'll take the carbs out. I'll go up to say the 130s for example, I'll go up to 130, see what that looks like on the this gauge here, but ideally this should be run under more load for continual so you can get a steady stream. It's quite hard to do this just while we're sat here, but this is going to be a fun video next time. We'll pick this up probably in about 20 minutes when I start filming this again. Oh, hello. Somebody's been neutered. He's still a pain in the ass. Anyway, right, thanks for watching guys. A lot of just little fiddly jobs here. Hopefully you're getting a better insight as to what you need to do if you want to use one of these meters. But what we'll try and do next time is really show you how to use one of them and end up with a properly tuned bike at the end of it, hopefully. So, take it easy guys. If you want to ask anything in the comments, please do. If you thought it was an interesting video, then please subscribe if you haven't already, and I shall catch you in the next video. Bye bye! What's up, wee man? Who's that? Who's that? Just kidding, it's nobody. Just kidding, I'm just winding you up. Just calm down. Calm down. Who's that? Jeez.